y'all, it's your girl Jackie, and yes, I am back with another Sistas review for you guys. Now, this review is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be about how I feel about everything that has transpired this season. It's not going to be very long. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get out. But, yeah, I'm going to break down a couple of things that I want to talk about. And I'm going to be talking about 4 people specifically. And that is Karen, obviously, Zach, Fatima, and Aaron. And you know what? I'm going to throw Andy in there too. So I'm going to talk about 5 people. I'm going to throw Andy in there too because, yeah, I got a lot to say about her ass and how I feel about how she deals with Karen and how she deals with Fatima and some of the stuff that I've been saying about her that I just didn't like, and how I think she should go about handling her friendship with Fatima as well as her friendship with Karen. To me, the way that she's been doing things has just been messy, but I'll get to that when I get on her. She's probably going, I don't know when what order I'm gonna go in. We just gonna go with it. We gonna see what I do. I don't know yet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with Aaron. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with him. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get on up into this thing, okay? So, my boy Aaron, I have mixed feelings about how Karen came at him after the whole slime thing. On one hand, I feel like Karen is kind of pushing him away because of how Zach reacted to her at the salon. On the other hand, I feel like it also has to do with this random woman just showing up out of nowhere. So I feel her on that. I can't take away from that. Yes, Aaron had a right to move to see other people because he was single. Point blank, period. Let's be all the way 100 about that. Aaron was single as fuck. So Karen really had no room to be upset or mad about him moving on. But I do agree that he should have told her, seeing that she has been honest with him this whole time about her feelings for Zach and why she wasn't ready to be in a relationship with him at the moment. And she was very honest with him. Like, I want you around. I love you. I have love for you. But I'm just not in the space emotionally to be with you at this moment. And I feel like because she gave him that he should have at least given her the heads up that, hey, I'm starting to see this other person. It's not serious. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know what was going on. I feel like he could have given her that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, with the lady coming up there acting crazy and stuff like that, she has already had to deal with a crazy person connected to him coming up there and even killing herself at this shop. I can understand why at this moment, especially with her being pregnant and everything, she doesn't want to be bothered. And it is what it is. Although I don't, listen, I'm still rooting for Karen and Aaron. I do not want Zach and Karen back together. I don't know, y'all. The scene at the salon almost got me, but I'm like, nah, I don't want them together. Like, nah, no, Zach too trifling for me. I'm sorry. No, I want her with Aaron. I feel like Aaron's so much better for her. And I just feel like she's allowing, what Zach did to blind her from that fact. But that's all I got to say about Aaron. Now on to Andy. Andy. You're trifling, good for nothing type of friend. Girl, I couldn't be Karen. I'm sorry. Because Andy gives off, I don't know, even looking at this preview for this next episode coming up when she's like, he's in love with Fatima, we've closed this chapter. Like, I feel like as Karen's best friend, she should not be throwing this relationship up in Karen's face. You should just be telling her, look, you deserve better than Zach. Your word should be, you deserve better than him. Please don't go back down this road. That's what you should be saying to her. Not, oh, he's in love with this other woman. Because that's giving me that you're Fatima's best friend, not Karen's. Because that's not something that Karen's best friend would say to her. And then, I feel like this is so dumb for her to even be saying this, as if she knows Zach and his feelings. You don't know Zach like that. Just because you can say Fatima's in love, because you only talk to Fatima. You only know Fatima's true feelings. Zach ain't came to you about his feelings and told you, oh, I'm in love with Fatima. He ain't had no conversation with you about Fatima. So how the fuck do you know how Zach feels? Andy, she get on my nerves. She giving that jealous ass, oh, I can't have Gary. Gary ain't shit for me, so I don't want you to have this person either in your life that you want to be with. That's what the fuck that's given. Every time, it's been given that since day one. Every time that her and, if you go back to the first 2 seasons, every time that her and Karen would have them conversations about, oh, you need to leave Gary alone and all this shit like that, she'll constantly bring up Zach and all this shit and stuff like that. Like, bitch, focus on what the fuck you need to do and that nigga that you need to get rid of. Because that's all this shit stems from. All that, her throwing that shit, that Fatima shit in Karen's face, is all about her not accepting the fact that Gary ain't shit and she need to leave him alone. That's all that shit is. And I'm getting sick and tired of her ass. She's so fucking trifling. And then she up there, the fact that she constantly allows Fatima to come to her with her Zach problems. She should not be coming to you about that. If Karen is truly your best friend, you need to tell her, do not come to me about your Zach troubles. You got Angela for that. You got whatever other Belinda, Felicia, whoever the fuck you got over there to talk to on Fatima. You got your friends to talk to about your problems with Zach. Stop coming to Andy about it. That's not who you need to be coming to about your Zach troubles, knowing that her connection to Karen. Don't do that shit. I'm sorry. If I was in Andy's position, you could never come to me about no shit about my best friend's ex. Period. That would be off limits with the quickness. You would not, even if you coming in, I don't give a fuck if you crying or none of that shit. I'd be like, I'm sorry to hear all that, but listen, this conversation is over with. The same way you tried to shut that shit down in your house when they was trying to bring up Zach and Fatima over there, you need to be shutting that shit down when Fatima come up in that office in this next episode crying about Zach. You need to be shutting that conversation down. You need to go to Angela about that. Don't come to me about it. I'm sorry that you were upset. You need to call Angela. Call Angela. I'm not having this conversation with you. Period. You're not finna come to me about that shit. You want to take your ring off, take it off in your own office. Period. Because don't come to me about anything that pertains to Zach. Andy needs to stop that. Andy needs to put her foot down and tell Fatima that I am not the one that you need to be coming to with your Zach problems. You can come to me about anything else and I got you. Anything else and I got you, but you will not come to me about anything that has to do with Zach. Period. And until she puts her foot down and do that shit, you can't call yourself Karen's best friend. You can't. All them tears you was up there crying up there at that salon and all that shit that you was doing, it's whatever. It don't mean shit to me. When you go back to your office and do that shit with Fatima, that don't mean that tells me that all that shit was for sure. That's what that tells me. So you could have kept that. Because until you put your foot down, Fatima, you gonna be trash to me. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Because ain't nowhere in the world I will ever allow nobody to come to me about my best friend's ex talking about he ain't doing it. Nope, don't come to me about shit. I'm not the one. That's why I can't. I wouldn't be able to be friends with you. Because if you keep on coming to me about this shit, knowing my connection to his ex, knowing that his ex is my best friend, stop coming to me about that shit. Period. We wouldn't be friends, mother. You gonna come to me about your career, about any advice about that? I got you. Anything else? or somebody else that you might want to end up with, I got you. But we're not finna talk about Zach. Yeah, I'm so done with Andy. Until she get her shit together, I'm done with her. And that's all I got to say about her trifling ass. Now, the second half of this video is why I entitled this review, "But why y'all mad though?" Ooh, I really want to know why y'all mad. This is what y'all wanted, right? This is who y'all wanted Fatima to be with. Y'all rooted for this relationship, and now Zach is trash. Now Zach ain't shit. This the last straw. This is where y'all draw the line at. I mean, it wasn't enough for Fatima to walk away when Zach went back and slept with Karen in her salon while he was entertaining her, living in her house, by the way. That wasn't enough because y'all want to claim, well, they was official. And bitch, we would never been official after he went back and slept with his ex that he done already told me that he was still in love with. We would have never been official. Then, when they become official, not long after that, it also wasn't enough when he came back and told her that his ex was pregnant and that it was his child. And note that him claiming that his child, that was the first time. And not only did he tell her that Karen was pregnant and claimed the child in her face, at this moment he also told her that he got his money illegally and knew what he was doing when he did it. And the only reason he was telling her this is because he had got caught. She stuck beside him, and y'all were okay with it. Then, all this stuff that's going on with Deja and whoever the hell else that's going on with the team. I don't watch the team like that, but I do listen to, the reviews, Erica and, Hustle and, Allie Nick now. But I listen to all their reviews, so I kind of know what's going on from what they've been saying. But I do not, just be all the way clear, I do not watch the team. So, but it seemed like Zach been acting a monkey ass fool. It took Karen almost dying and Zach going up there and showing his true feelings at the possibility of Karen being deceased for y'all to draw the line. And that's a problem. That is a serious problem. Did y'all take something like this to draw the line, but you don't draw the line at infidelity. You don't draw the line at outright disrespect. You sit there and you stick beside this nigga, and the only reason that y'all and Fatima want her to stick beside him is because y'all don't want Karen around. And I'm so sick of this from women, especially our black women, where we sit up here and we will deal with bullshit and nonsense because we don't want another bitch to win. And I'll give you that. When I was in my 20s, early 20s, I've been there. I was that. So I'm not finna sit here and act like I've never been there and that I've never done that, because I have. And that's why I'm able to say it's stupid as fuck. For what? When this nigga ain't shit. Why are you sitting there trying to compete with the next bitch and causing yourself more pain and harm, and because you don't want another bitch to win? Why would you sit there and be unhappy because you don't want this bitch to win? You don't want this bitch to have him. You can have him. You can have this nigga. Period. Especially with the way that Fatima supposed to be this boss chick and not for no mess. Then why the fuck you still with this nigga? Why you still sticking beside him if you not for no mess and you such a fucking boss? But I'll get to that when I start talking about her. Y'all want to be mad at what's going on with Zach and Karen. And call Zach trash because of this when he been trash. Now everything I see on Twitter and Instagram and everything else now is saying the same shit that me and Alicia and a whole bunch of people been saying since the beginning. Since the beginning of time. Since this series started. From day one, Zach has been trash to me. And I will say it again. I've said it before. The moment, the words, the last time I had to get antibiotics to get rid of what you gave me came out of Karen Mott's mouth, that man has been complete and utter trash to me. I do not care. He has been complete and utter trash. And I've never got off of his neck. I have never taken my foot off his neck because that's what the fuck he is. He's trash as hell. And now that y'all see him getting back close with Karen, now y'all ready to say he trash. He been trash. Don't go there now. No, hold Fatima accountable for constantly taking this man back, for sticking beside him, just like y'all was doing Karen. Keep that same energy. Keep the same energy. Now, with that being said, let me just speak on Zach and Karen. Now, I'm not mad at how Zach reacted when he came to that salon. As soon as he heard the news, man, before he went there, as soon as he heard the news, and he was just like in disbelief, like, nah, Pam, you lying, stop lying. And he's just like, I'm going to salon. And then when he got there, he's like, you know, what's going on? Where's Karen at? Is she in there? You know, and then you just see the levels to his breakdown, just, you know, piece by piece, you know, when they finally really thought that she was gone, and he just lost it, you know what I'm saying? Then when she walked up and he realized that she was okay, how happy he was. Like, he just went on there and just hugged her, like kept on hugging her like 50, 11 times, like, oh my God, like he was in such relief, like he holding his chest, his heart and junk, like, oh my God, you still here, and you know, and all this stuff like that. And y'all already know how I feel about Fatima's facial expressions while she was up there and stuff like that, and how she reacted when she seen it. But you know, I'm not mad at how he reacted to the thought of losing Karen in the physical form, and nor am I mad at his reaction to the realization that she was still here, and his relief. I'm not mad at it because those were true and genuine feelings. I'm not ever going to be mad at that. For people that want to sit there and act like he shouldn't have reacted truthfully because Fatima was there, it's just stupid to me. Okay, he did not have to consider Fatima's feelings in that situation at all. Fatima wasn't dying. Fatima wasn't in it somewhere and needing attention or whatever. He wasn't supposed to be giving a fuck about her feelings, like he said in the recent episode. And when Preston brought his goofy ass over there talking about some no, I wasn't gonna be looking at Fatima in that moment. I wasn't gonna give a fuck about her feelings when I thought this woman was dead. I'm not gonna make shit about her, and I 100% agree. Wasn't shit about Fatima in that moment, and I'm glad Zach said that shit. And just like Alicia said, I've been on Zach's side for the last couple episodes, and for the first time in Sistas history, and I'm right now, in this very moment, I'm still on his side because Fatima, you knew everything that came with being with this man, and you still stood beside his ass. And you won't make something like this, you know what I'm saying, about you when it's not about you. Everybody acted like he shouldn't have reacted the way that he acted just because Fatima was standing there is just stupid. I don't give a fuck who was standing there. If I thought this woman was there, I'm gonna react how the fuck I'm gonna react. I'm gonna react truthfully and be for real about my feelings. Period. It is what it is. And nobody got time for to be babysitting nobody else's feelings because they want to be acting like a child. You grown as hell. Like, stop it. Now, this, this whole thing with him and Karen, on the phone this last episode, going back down memory lane and all that stuff, and he telling her he loved her and all that stuff like that, and then when Fatima walk in, he acted like, he ain't just say what he just said. Now, normally, I wouldn't be for this type of stuff, because I'm like, come on now, you engaged, whatever like that. But, I don't know. I'm kind of here for this mess. I'm kind of here for it. What Medea said, I like this type of mess. Woo. Baby, listen. I gotta agree with Alicia again. The chemistry between Ebony and DeVal is crazy. And as much as I don't want them together, Lord, as much as I don't want them together, I can't deny the chemistry. I cannot deny it. And normally I'd be like, Cameron, stop being messy, bitch. Stop being messy. But I feel like Fatima messy every time she go to Andy for advice about Zach. So, bitch, do you, Karen? It is what the fuck it is. I don't even give a fuck. So, when Fatima stop being messy, then I'll call you on your shit. But at this moment, listen. It is what it is, child. I ain't got shit to say. But anyway, they holler on the phone and shit. And she asked him, like, you mean what you said about coming to help me or whatever? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And stuff like that. And so I guess he gonna go over there to the salon next episode and help out or whatever. I don't want Karen to go back down this road unless Zach has completely changed. And from what I've seen with him and Fatima, he hasn't. He has not. I really want her to be with Aaron. But I don't know. This is just getting to be too much for me. Now, to Fatima. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't have an ounce of sympathy for this woman. And the reason being that is because you had all type of red flags when it came to Zach. And you ignore them. Well, I'm not going to say you ignored them because you were fully aware of them. You didn't ignore them. You just chose to look past them because you were competing with Karen. That's all this was about. You're mad. You're trying to compete with Karen. You don't want Karen to have him back because you've been digmatized and you want to keep this motherfucker around for whatever reason. And it became a competition to her. That's what that was. Because, and you could even tell by even when she found out Karen was pregnant, she's all acting like she wasn't bothering when Zach told her, well, that's just life and all this shit like that. But then she get all up in Karen face talk. I mean, not Karen, but Andy face talking about something that ain't his baby. And I said, clearly bothered that ain't his baby. And, I can bring back a couple of scenes when she was like, kept on saying, if the baby is his and all this stuff like that. Even when Zach would tell her in her face, it's no if. It is my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he first told her, he was like, Karen's pregnant and it's mine. And she was like, it's your child? He says, yes, it's mine. He never denied this child with Karen. And that's what I kept trying to tell people and get them to understand is y'all fighting, y'all rooting for this relationship when this man sit up here and he know that she dealing with somebody else, but he's steady claiming this woman child. He's steady claiming that child. And it wasn't until Fatima started putting that shit in his head, talking about some if and all that shit, that he started talking about a paternity test, started letting her run her mouth about a paternity test and shit to Karen and all that stuff like that, which I had a huge problem with, because Fatima should never even been involved in none of that stuff that was going on between Karen and Zach when it came to that baby. That's none of your fucking business. You shouldn't even been involved in that. You had nothing whatsoever to say about that shit. There's only 3 people that was involved in that shit, and that was Aaron, Karen, and Zach. Because Aaron was a potential father. You wasn't no potential mother or nothing like that to this child, so you had zero to say about that situation. You should have just sat somewhere and ate your goddamn food. Period. You coming up in there in that office, starting conversations with her about Zach, knowing that this woman is Karen's best friend. Another reason I have no sympathy for your ass. I wouldn't even want to go and have no conversation with my man's ex's best friend. I wouldn't even feel comfortable having no conversation with you. I wouldn't even be able to trust you like that. I don't give a fuck if we did work together and you was my boss and whatever I might have done for you. I wouldn't even, nah. I wouldn't even be sitting there having no conversation with you. And the fact that she want to act like Andy's such a good friend to her, when, bitch, if Andy was such a good friend to you, she would have told you that Zach wasn't shit. Because she witnessed everything that Zach put her best friend through. And she even told you to your face, I don't like him for my best friend. But if you want to date him, what type of shit is that? What type of shit is that, huh? You thought that was okay for her to say? Like, she don't give a fuck about if you mess with her, but she don't want him for her best friend. But it's okay if you want him, though. She ain't gonna sit there like she trying to push him off on you. Girl, but that would have been a red flag to me also. Oh, you don't want him for your best friend? Like, what he do to your best friend? You know what I'm saying? Not sorry, but that right there would have raised an alarm for me. Oh, you don't like him for your best friend? Like, but you like him for me? Like, that don't even make sense to me. Like, what he do to your best friend? Like, that's why I say Andy ain't a friend to neither one of these women. Because I'm sorry, if y'all want to act like they such good friends, and you know I'm cool with this woman because whatever she did for me at this job, I'm gonna be honest with her. I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't like it for my best friend. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it for my best friend, because he did this, he did 2, he did 3, he did 4. He gave her STDs and all type of stuff. The man ain't shit. Now, I will give Andy, I think she did kind of tell her, like, that Zach uses women and all this other, or tried to tell her a little bit something, but, you know, Fatima wasn't trying to hear it, so I give her that. I'm not going to act like, you know, Andy did try to tell her a little bit, but I would have went into detail. I'm sorry, I just would have. I'm sorry, I would have just been like, listen, I don't want you, because I have, like, some, like, maybe, like, I don't, like, kick it with people that I work with like that outside of work. Like that. So if I do, that means like I'm real cool with you. So I got like maybe 2 people that I really like, females that I like really kicked it with, that I work with. One of them don't work there no more, and the other one is still there, like that I actually did something with outside of work. And if motherfucker ever came to be with some shit like that, and I be like, and I know this person, I know what they about, oh, I'm gonna let you know. Like, no, because I care something about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you're gonna do. Like, I'm just trying to give you advice. Like, you ain't gotta listen to what I got to say, but I'm just wanna make sure, like, what I know, you know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you no details about my best friend or anything that goes on with her, but I'm just gonna tell you that, you know what I'm saying, he put her through it. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, that's not what you want to do. Like, I feel like the both of y'all deserve better. But, you know, that's not what Andy did. And also, this is what happens when you get with somebody and they constantly talking about their ex and about how trash their ex is, and you sitting up there eating up every word that they saying because, you know, you want to be different than the ex-girlfriend and shit. And I'm just sitting here like, like if you don't understand, especially at the age of 30 something, whatever this woman is, that this is what men do when they get with their new bitch. They want to down talk their ex and acting like everything that happened in a previous relationship was the ex's fault. And you know nothing about what went on in that relationship. All you know is his side. Everything that he's telling you, you sit there and you eat that up. But here he is, up in this woman's face, having these conversations on the phone with this woman in your face, completely disrespecting you. But you want to believe everything that this man was telling you about his ex, like she this bad person and she did this and woo out the man, when you know nothing about their relationship. All you know is what this nigga is telling you. And this is what they do. Because they trying to paint this picture of their ex that they have in their head, but they don't want. And this is another thing that I constantly spoke on in the first couple of seasons that I had a problem with Zach, is that every time he brought up Karen, he would never tell Fatima none of the shit that he did. None of the shit that he did in a relationship, that whether or not he was faithful or anything. She didn't know that he was unfaithful until Karen read them letters, I think. Or it might have been before that. I might be mistaken. I don't know. But I know it was shortly before that. Like she knew nothing about Zach's behavior in that relationship before she started, you know what I'm saying? She only knew what Zach was telling her about, you know, about what Karen was doing. She knew nothing about the STDs or that he gave her, the cheating, the women popping up talking about they was pregnant. She knew nothing about none of that. Because that's what these niggas, they ain't going to tell you the shit that they do in the relationship. They just going to tell you, oh, that she did this, she did that. What the ex did after he did all this stuff. Like, let girl by. You want to be listening to all that stuff like that, and then you get dragged through the mud the same way that other bitch did because you want to be something that listening to this nonsense that this man got coming out his mouth. Yeah, I don't feel sorry at all. I mean, she do need to leave. Fatima need to leave. She do deserve better. She need to leave. And I've been saying that from the beginning, but she didn't want to listen. But so here we are, sis. Here we are. Here we are. So I really don't know what to tell you, except to leave, because you deserve better than that. Okay, y'all. That's all I got. I know I said I was gonna make this video short, but it ended up getting a little deep. Y'all end up, having a lot more to say than I thought I did. But like always, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure y'all hit that notification bell so you can get my videos every time that they drop. And again, thank y'all for coming through and listening to my video. And I will see y'all next time. I'll be dropping the review for episode 5 after I drop this. Okay? See you.